Hey guys, it's Sandy P. Sandy with an I. I'm still going to come back and tell you guys why. Okay, I'm coming back to give you my menu that I'm going to use with the $30 worth of groceries I bought and to tell you how many meals I can get out of it. First meal would be using those hot dogs and the crescent rolls. At first I was just going to do 3, but I'll do 4. 4 hot dogs, 4 crescent rolls, a little bit of shredded cheese, put some of the shredded cheese in there, roll them up, pigs in the blanket, and then some of the french fries. I know Frank would eat 2 of them. I would eat 1, maybe 2. So there might be 1 left over. Okay. Those crescent rolls come 8 to a roll. And once you open them, you really can't save them. So I would just cook up the other 4 crescent rolls and have them ready, because then you can always throw them in the oven to warm them up later for another meal. Okay. For that other meal, I would use those crescent rolls, a little bit of butter on them then. And that chicken that I got, those chicken quarters that were seasoned for $1.77. There's 3 of those. So I just cook all those. I'm sure we'll have at least 1 left over. And about half of the vegetable medley. Frank would probably about half that bag. I'd be okay with just the chicken and the crescent rolls for a meal. Okay, so that's 2 meals so far. My next meal would be meatloaf. Okay, first I want to show you this. This is a mini loaf pan from Pampered Chef. Actually tried this out the other night to see how many I could get out of it. With a half a pound of ground beef, I can make 4 mini loaves. Okay, those 4 mini loaves will also take those crackers I bought. Maybe 1. There's 4 sleeves of crackers in there. Possibly 1 sleeve of those. Maybe a half. Depends on how much filler you want to put in it. At least 1 egg, possibly 2 eggs. The barbecue sauce that I got, I could mix 1 of those packages in there, just a little bit of flavoring, and save 1 package to put on top of Frank's meatloafs. And then the Funyuns that I bought, crunch those up, about half the bag, crunch them up, and that'll give the flavor in the meatloaf too. And with that, I would do mashed potatoes. That package of mashed potatoes, when we've done those before, it's used, we've had leftovers, so there would be at least 1 serving left over, and the other half then of Frank's veggies. Okay, and then about 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese. With the first box of macaroni and cheese, the regular one, I would make that. You don't have to have milk to do it. You can do it with just butter. It tastes just as good. I've done it when I've had no money. And those hot dogs that I can't remember if there's 8 hot dogs in there or 10. But cut up at least 2 of the hot dogs. Put them in there. And then as a side, you could either do, I had those hamburger rolls. You could take 1, butter it, and split it. I have 1, he has 1, just like 1 piece of bread and butter. Or you could use some of the peas, because I have that package of frozen peas. Okay, with my white cheddar mac and cheese, that can of tuna fish I got, I'm going to put that tuna fish in the white cheddar mac and cheese. And then right before it's done, before I serve it, I'm going to put some of the frozen peas on top of there and just mix them a little bit. I don't want the frozen peas to cook, because if they don't cook, they're cold and they're crispy and they're still sweet. Okay, tuna fish. You know how I made that meatloaf? You can do the exact same thing with tuna fish. And it's actually pretty good. My mom used to make salmon loaf, and then using the same thing, and then if we didn't have salmon, if money was tight, she'd buy mackerel. And then when I was in college, I go, hey, tuna's cheaper. So I did it with tuna. Okay, spaghetti would be my next meal. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meals. Okay, next one. I'm going to do spaghetti. That little packet that I bought. And then spaghetti sauce. It's already meat flavored, so I really don't have to put anything else in it. And then I would do, because we've already used 1 hamburger roll to use for our bread and butter. And this I can put butter on a hamburger roll, toast it, and sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on it. That'd be good for a meal. There would still be some peas left, so if we wanted peas, if not, we're okay. Okay, my next meal. I'm going to make chili. I'm going to use, my mom used to make chili the way, because my dad was a truck driver and he was a volunteer fireman. And mom worked at the school. She was a cook at the school. She worked at the cafe in town. She worked in the grocery store in town. She did babysitting in town. So there was never a whole lot of money. But there were 6 of us kids. I'm the middle child. I'm the Jan Brady. 3 boys, 3 girls. I have 2 older brothers, 1 older sister, 1 younger brother, 1 younger sister. So mom always made meals that would stretch. That's how I learned the meatloaf. You put more crackers in there, you stretch it out, more filler, put more eggs in it, stretch it out. But so mom made a chili that you would need the crackers to soak it up. And I loved that chili. Frank, on the other hand, before his stroke, he was an awesome cook. He made chili so thick that your spoon would stand up in it. You could just put your spoon there, sit up. My chili is like a happy medium between the two. So, since we're doing these budget meals, I'm not going to make a big pot of chili that will last usually we make chili and it'll last like a week. This one will last maybe 2 meals. Okay, so chili, I'm going to use those 2 cans of chili beans. Normally, Frank puts like 6 cans of chili beans in his chili. And then I have that 1 small can of tomato sauce. And I'm going to use my chili seasoning in there. And probably only about a half pound of hamburger. So that means I'll have 1 pound left because I used a half a pound for my meatloaf. Then I'm using a half a pound here. So I'm going to brown it up and, let it cook. And then sprinkle the cheddar cheese on top. And I have to have crackers with my chili. Frank doesn't, I do. So I'm going to use some of my crackers there. Okay. Now, I still have a pound of ground beef left. Okay, with that pound of ground beef, I'm going to make 2 hamburgers out of there. Each one's a 1/4 pound burger. And I'm going to use 2 hamburger rolls for that. The shredded cheese can go on there like regular cheese does. And then French fries. So that's another meal. Okay, then I have a half pound of hamburger left. And this I personally like. I grew up, it was called Beamer Burgers. Most people know it as Sloppy Joe's. So I'm going to adapt the recipe. My school, awesome food. But with mine, I'm going to do just a half pound of hamburger. Normally I make a bigger batch again and I freeze it. And this I have to adjust it. Those Funyuns that I had left, because I've only used a half a bag of the Funyuns, I might crunch some of them up to add flavor to this. I may also crunch some up when I put those hamburgers in for Frank. That might be good to do a little bit of seasoning on those, mix a little bit on the top of the hamburgers before I cook them. Okay. I'm going to do a half a can of tomato soup after I brown that ground beef. Then it's going to be debatable whether I have whether I'm going to need the whole half can or not. I might not. And since I have all those ketchup packages, I'm going to squeeze in 1 package of ketchup. Normally, I put in a little mustard too. I don't like ketchup and mustard, but in my Sloppy Joe's I do, my Beamer Burgers. But I don't have any little mustard packages right now. And seriously, that is how I get my mustard and ketchup, is through these packages, because I don't use ketchup or mustard. And then a little bit of the shredded cheese in there to melt. And you stir that all up, and then you put that on your hamburger rolls. And then you can also put cheese on top of that if you want. And then you have French fries left. So you can make some French fries. Okay. Then I'm looking at what I've used. There may be, okay, right there I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have made 9 meals, $30. Okay. Growing up, like I said, my mom cooked on a budget. And I used to think it was pretty cool when, you get all the little dishes, Tupperware dishes out of the refrigerator, start warming stuff up in the oven, start putting it on top of the stove, and you would just have like a leftover buffet. Frank grew up with money. He never did like a leftover buffet. So I don't mind leftovers. But I'm thinking with this stuff, I will have some leftovers because to start with. And my leftovers could be, I could put it all together for a buffet, and that would be my 10th meal. Because there may be one hot dog in the crescent roll left. I'm not for sure about that. There will probably more than likely be some of that chicken left. Because that was 3 chicken quarters, and yeah. There's a chance there may be a little bit of meatloaf left, but I doubt it. There should be some mashed potatoes left. And there may be leftover of both of the macaroni and cheeses. I'd be warmed up. There should be, I've never used that small thing of pasta before. So there's a chance there possibly might be some of that pasta left. This looks like cut up spaghetti. I'll know later. And, the spaghetti sauce could be left too. There should be some peas left, I'm assuming. Chili. There should be maybe like 1 bowl left. That can either be put on, if there's some of that spaghetti left, put on top of that spaghetti. Or I could use some of the spaghetti sauce because I'm not going to use all that. Put some on there. There might be some French fries left. And if there's French fries left, I can always put cheese on and make cheese fries. So I've used up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there may also be a hamburger roll left. If there is a hamburger roll left, and if there's any meatloaf left, my dad used to say that if there was meat and there was bread, he made a sandwich. So that's it for my my $30 meal menu. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then possibly a 10th meal for leftovers. I'm actually going to try all these. I know I won't have any problem with a lot of them. Frank's a picky eater. Sometimes he'll just want 1 meal a day, but I'm going to try this. I'm sorry. I'm not just going to limit to this because of everything he has going on. He just has to eat whatever he can eat. There are times where he won't want anything to eat, and there are times where he's just starving. There's times where he craves. Like today when I went to the grocery store, he asked me, I did on a separate bill, he goes, can you get me another healthy salad? So I got him his salad with, all the cut up vegetables. Fries was nice. Fries is like a Kroger affiliate. It was nice because on their salad bar, they have chicken and they have shrimp and they have ham and turkey. So I was able to put 4 different proteins on his salad for him. And then he asked for Entenmann's donuts. I don't know if it's not healthy. And he likes to drink Diet Pepsi. He told me today he likes Diet Pepsi better than Coke. I knew that anyway. But when I was walking down the soda aisle, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. I apologize. I was walking down the soda aisle. The Coke bottles, the 24-ounce bottles, they have football logos on the back. And sports. So I got Frank a Notre Dame one. I was looking for the Nebraska Cornhuskers or Oklahoma because Frank's an OU fan. And he said he wanted LSU now too. Don't do that. And then they had the bottle. You know how Coca-Cola has share a Coke with whatever? I just turned one to see if there was a football thing on it. And it said share a Coke with Alejandro. Birthday shout out to my nephew Alex with an X. I call him Alejandro. I was one of the boys I was a nanny for. His name was Alec. I called him Alejandro. I don't know why. So Alec is Alejandro and Alex is Alejandro too. Okay. This is now 14 minutes. So I'm going to let you go. And next time I come on, I'll tell you about the Sandy with an eye. So you guys better be watching. Catch you later. Bye.